The
Oh
chiropractor.
my gosh, this guy has 4
They-
5-star reviews and 6 1-star reviews. Religious pretender, con artist.
And it's not like a real medical field.
I have never met someone that doesn't know that personally.
Really?
What is their official, like, they don't do fucking Wizards doesn't have an official retailer. You can only buy it through other places. That makes sense.
All right, so y'all remember how I've come in with a lot of negative energy towards Skyrim in the past?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
Noah, I do remember that.
Shut up, Dan. Okay, so here's my problem, right?
Yeah.
I've been playing
Yeah.
Skyrim again recently, and I'm not going to pretend that I'm not having a really good time. I'm very much enjoying getting back into, like, bad RPG but very fun game to play still games, because I always liked Fallout 4, stuff like that. You know, it's not a great RPG, but it's still a fun enough game to play. Skyrim is scratching that same itch for me, but I got some big issues with a couple aspects of it real quick. I would like to lay
fuck 'em
those
up.
out. Okay.
Yeah, fuck him up, Noah.
I want you to tell me why, firstly, you got the Daedra Lords, right? I love the Daedra
Nope.
Lords. They're a fun time. Why does Clavicus Vile talk like he's from New Jersey? And why does his dog sound like he's from New York?
What's a Daedra Lord and why does it have a talking dog?
Honestly, Jackson's got the right
I
idea.
thought it was a dragon game.
Jackson's got entirely
Okay.
the right idea.
I was
I
gonna
need
say,
you to
firstly,
understand that he's
Jackson,
asking the
you're-
better question.
You're correct. That is the right
Why
take.
why is there a New Yorker dog in the dragon game?
That's what this dog comes up to me. This guy's like, hey, I've been seeing a dog out there, and I mean, I'll pay you some money if you want to attract him back to my home so I can have a nice dog. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So I walk outside and the dog comes up to me and he's like, hey, how you doing? I've been having some issues with my master. He and I haven't been seeing eye to eye for the last few years, and he kicked me out of his temple. Unfortunately, that reduced his power and he can only manifest in the temple now. So let's go to this temple way far away. You got to follow me the whole way there, by the way, and we're going to go in there and we're going to talk to him. Now, the problem is, for whatever reason, the dog never speaks. Well, no, not for whatever reason. It is good that the dog never speaks again. It is objectively a good thing. However, Clavicus Vile comes in, he's like, I couldn't have planned this better myself. I can't believe you came in and killed my worshippers like that. That's a good idea. I was gonna kill them myself. What a good time. I'll give you a boon. And like, what is that? What is that? Skyrim is this like game about like, oh yeah, you're in fantasy Scandinavia, have a good time. And it's like, what?
It does sound, I'm listening to his voice right now, it does sound like Clavicle has just an English accent.
Oh, just an English accent? Okay,
me
fine.
pull it
He
up,
can
hold
have
on.
That's the
but
vibe
his-
I'm getting.
But his dog is distinctly New York.
Clavicus
That was
Vile,
my take,
dog.
at least.
A Daedra's best friend. Let's see if we've got some audio clips. Give me
Skyrim, Clavicus Vile, dog talk.
a Daedra's best friend. Give me some audio. Give me. It says there's a video on this link, and there is not, because it is a liar.
It is like that.
Oh yeah, no, the dog is just a New Yorker.
Yeah, the dog is just a New Yorker.
Then it's like it's specifically like your mother from Brooklyn who's smoking and also like kind of lecturing you.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just, I'm going through that. The pacing of the game gets to me a little bit because I did like 3 whole missions. And the Jarl of Whiterun is just like, my good friend, the most famous person in the land. Thank you, my good friend. I love you personally. And it's just
He doesn't
like,
get out much.
man, I came in and I'm like, hey, I was going to be executed for no good reason. But then I told you about a dragon and he loved me then. And then I killed a dragon and he loved me more. And then I did a mission unrelated to him. And he's like, oh my gosh, I'd marry you if I could. And it's like, the pacing gets to me. The pacing gets to
I'd
me.
marry you if I could, but here in Whiterun, gay marriage is illegal. Yeah, no, I'm in charge. Don't ask me why it still is.
Exactly.
Okay, I agree with you. I think the problem is that the game leans almost too far into the power fantasy, and that's really what is going on, right? Like the real problem is that it's like you're great and continue to be great, and also let everyone suck your metaphorical dick the entire game. Like that's essentially what happens. And that is a problem that I 100% agree that that's a problem with Skyrim, is that I want somebody to just show up and just be like, dude, you literally aren't shit and I don't give a single fuck about you.
Too many people love me. My reputation, which is supposed to be contained to the different areas, isn't. And that it gets to me just a little bit. I mean, it's not any better in Morrowind. You do like become famous pretty quickly.
It's very hard to balance out. In
And I
any
never
RPG,
played
to be
Oblivion.
fair.
However, I felt like a nobody for a lot longer in Morrowind because they made you grind your way up before you talk to important people. And
Mhm.
Skyrim had you talk to one of the most powerful Jarls in the land immediately. And I don't
Well, no,
know.
how many
fair.
dragons have you killed?
I've killed 7.
That's
I
more
mean,
than most people I know.
I would
It's
say that
true.
is,
I'm
that is
impressed.
I mean, that is fair. That is the other thing, is that, like, by the game lore, you are literally the biggest dick in the land. Like, you are the only dragonborn to have existed in like a millennia. To be
Yeah,
fair,
no, I'm a big deal. But I wish that part of me was outed a little bit later. I don't
agree.
know. There's
I think I do
flip
think they dropped
side.
that bomb literally right away. Like, it is like 10 minutes. Like, you get out of the first cave, you go to the first town, you go back out of the first major town, and boom, you're dragonborn in.
Yeah.
Which I
It's
get
a
is the
little,
point.
I know that, and they like, firstly it's the point, secondly there's a lot of game mechanics that you get as the dragonborn that you wouldn't get otherwise.
Mhm.
But and they can't have you running around running into dragons and like slurping up
Not-
their souls and have
Yeah.
no context.
Yeah.
But like, I think it would be fun to be like, oh, I just assumed this is how dragons died. Is that not how it works? And then they're like, no, it's not. Because, there's
Make you like
ways that it could have been.
make you solo your first dragon or something. Or
Yeah.
I mean, in that first one, doesn't it end up in like the tower or whatever, and you slurp it?
No, it's
No, that's
outside.
later.
It's
Okay,
right out
because
in front.
there is that tower right there. Like, if you could literally
Yeah.
have had it be like the dragon go into the tower and then it gets slurped, and they're like, damn, that's wild. I didn't know that was a thing. Who could have seen that coming?
And all that being said, I am having a frustratingly good time for a game that I have canned on multiple occasions. And I maintain a lot of my negative opinions about Skyrim. I still think it's a bit of an ass garbage game, but
now you see that it's an ass garbage game that is also fun.
I found the right mods, which I hate to say because I
Ooh.
stand by the if you need mods to make a game good, it's not a good game.
I agree with you. I
But
agree that
there's a
Skyrim
lot
isn't a
of
good game. But the
there's a
modding
lot of
community for
really
Skyrim is so
solid
good.
just quality of life mods. The quality of life mods have been way better than I thought they would be.
Dude,
And I'm like, okay, these are good. Like my flames look better now. And
Mhm.
that's another thing. You gotta have yourself like a sub goal apart from the main story that you try and stick to.
Mhm.
I haven't equipped a weapon the entire game. It's all been magic, and that's been fun. You gotta challenge yourself.
Well, and I think that's the thing, right? Is that I think Skyrim does its job as a sandbox pretty well. I think as a story RPG, it is not a good story. It's just not a good story RPG.
It's just poorly
not.
paced. It's
It's
very
poorly
poorly
paced.
paced.
Well, because they have too much going on, right? Like, you
Mhm.
have the I don't know if you've even touched any of them yet, but you have all the like different factions and stuff that you can be a part of,
Exactly.
and like you can become the leader of basically all of them. And it's only like 10 quests in for each at absolute like the highest end.
What I hate about this is like all of my game experience with Elder Scrolls is Morrowind, and I hate being the guy that compares every Elder Scrolls game to Morrowind
I
because
do
those
think
guys
that's unfair
they
because
are
like Morrowind is
objectively
such
the
a
worst.
yeah.
I love Morrowind, but the people that are like, well, in Morrowind are the worst. However, in Morrowind,
It's the same as
they
people
did
who are
lock
like,
various quest lines until you're like, well, I would give you this mission, but I need to know you're trustworthy. Go become rank 3 in the Fighters Guild, Thieves Guild, or Mage Guild first, and then we'll come back to me and we'll talk. And a lot of things were like delayed there. And it's like, well, you're not strong enough to handle my next mission. Go talk to Buttkiss McGee over here in the ass end of nowhere. And you go across the entire map and you do some quests there. They spaced out the main story a little bit that way, in a way that I appreciated. You felt a little more natural in learning about everybody.
mhm.
Flip side, I don't want to be the guy that says stuff like that as my only bit because it is really annoying.
Well, and like,
But
I think it's one of those things where Skyrim has too much going on, and because of it, it's poorly paced. It's assuming that Fallout, it feels really poorly paced. If you just go main storyline in Fallout, you're done with that game in like maybe 20 hours, maybe.
yeah, no, the main story, as long as you can fight your way through it, the main story for Fallout is also very fast.
The main story for Skyrim is very quick. Unlike Oblivion, which the main story takes like, I don't even know that I ever completed the main story for Oblivion because it was the least interesting part of the game. I didn't give a shit about the I never gave a shit about the fucking portals opening. I don't care. But I did give a shit about the fucking everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. I 100% agree. Pacing, no good. Needs not to be paced like poop. But also, I'm glad that I really am genuinely glad you're enjoying it because I I'm not gonna lie, I was really excited for you to play it. I think
It's been
it was
nice to be
a
back,
good
and
time to
it's
play.
been nice to have good feelings toward Bethesda again. Even though
Yeah,
I'm still not excited to play any of their new games. I'm still not going to touch a lot of their stuff. It's nice to have a core part of my childhood not be just negativity anymore. And then one last thing about this, and then I'm done talking about Skyrim and such, so we can move on to better topics. But one thing Nina pointed out to me yesterday is, like, in Dragon Age, you have two NPCs talking, right? And they're talking and they're minding their own business, and you can go over and hear like a snippet of information that they're talking to each other about. It's like, oh, I hear this thing happened in this part of the world. Indeed, that's happening. Crazy how that be. And it's nice, right? Like, it's just a little bit of lore dropping, and it's fun, and you can go explore those things sometimes. And other times it's just, hey, the castle sucks. You bet it does. And then you upgrade it, and it's like, hey, the castle's okay. Yeah, it is. But in Skyrim, you walk near an NPC and they turn to you and they're like, well, what the fuck do you want?
Isn't that how it is in Morrowind too, though?
Yeah, no,
that's just
a Bethesda
Elder
NPC
Scroll thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, of the two major RPGs that I've played, like series I've played recently, flipping between the Dragon Age aesthetic and the Elder Scrolls aesthetic of people who are minding their own business, and then people who asked, like I just asked if I could eat their firstborn child just because I walked up to them. It's very, very good.
When watching you play, I realized how badly I missed playing an RPG like Skyrim that you could just mod into the ground. Because I will. Like, if I play it again, I'm going to mod it into the ground. I will spend more time modding it than I will and fixing the modding for it than I will actually playing, unless I can find a pack that somebody's already put together, which is its own, like, that's the goal, right? Like it's much like going back to like play a Fallout game, right? It's just easier if somebody's already put the pack together and you can just download it and be done with it.
I would agree, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. I am glad that you're enjoying it.
Yeah. Also, just to get this out of the way.
Oh,
I have the seltzer. It is one that I don't think Jackson's ever had because it has pineapple in it and it will kill him.
True.
But it's an orange pineapple. The pineapple is very, very forward in the smell, and it's honestly one of the stronger flavors that I've tried from Wegmans. It's not bad, but you gotta like pineapple. But it does taste like real pineapple, not like pineapple flavored things, which is kind of nice. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah,
nice.
I made sure I didn't forget because you said I would, and I didn't. Haha.
I'm glad you didn't.
I didn't say you would.
I said
it's
you
true.
would.
Jackson believed in me.
I've never believed you in my entire life.
Remember.
I should make a point of distinctly not believing in specifically you.
No, I'd rather you didn't, honestly.
Probably safer for everybody.
No.
You guys.
Jackson, how have you been?
I'm good. You know what I did today with most of my morning?
What did you do today with most of your morning?
So what the fuck is going on with Pokemon cards?
Oh no, those exploded like 6 months ago, and they've just
fuck?
They keep climbing.
Yeah, because I was talking with my coworkers last night, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, I just kind of miss playing Magic, and I only got like one deck left. And I was like, and I can't really like play, and I don't have any more cards, and I can't like put things together. I was like, it's been a couple years since I played a trading card game. Maybe that'd be fun. Because I was talking with Rob, and he was talking about how the Digimon game like came out recently, and how that like, seems pretty cool. I was like, yeah, maybe when I'm at the store today, because I was picking up some chicken wings for tonight, I was like, maybe I'll check out the cards and maybe buy some like new Pokemon cards, because I remember seeing that like a new expansion came out.
Yeah.
And I just started playing Sword and Shield again, and I was like, yeah, maybe that'd be fun to do, or start getting so I can play some cards again. And my friends were like, yeah, that'd be fun. We can start doing that. Literally, there wasn't even like a single pack of any kind of cards in the store.
Dude, they're selling for insane amounts of money online because people started opening them on stream. That's what happened. People are opening cards on stream, and everyone really, really enjoyed the.
Wait, hold up. Like, who started doing this?
Like,
the first
like Pokemon YouTubers.
I don't know who started doing it. Honestly, the first person I know of doing it was Critical. But that's just because I'm in that circle that sees his videos. I don't know what other people were doing it, but no, it blew up.
Oh no!
People burn like thousands of dollars on cards a month just to open it on stream, and they do stuff like it's wild.
Oh my god! Speaking of dumb stream stuff, no, talk about Pokemon cards. I'll come back to that. I'll come back to my dumb stream stuff. I'm sorry.
This is a nightmare. I hate streams. But anyway, so my friend who is a pretty big Pokemon YouTuber. He's been getting a lot bigger. Like, he's at like over 300,000 subs. So
Would you say that he's a Pokemon master?
I mean, yeah, I guess he's been making Pokemon trading card game videos.
Oh my gosh.
He's been getting views.
Like the online one, right? Where you can just build your deck? Or do you mean actually
no,
like the
like
physical
he's buying
That's
cards
dope.
and opening them on stream?
That's dope.
No.
Good for
He's
him,
the
dude.
problem. No. Bad for him. That's the problem. I mean, actually, I don't really care that much. But I just like wanted to play some like Pokemon cards with my friends and get one of the Apple Dragon cards and play, and they're all gone. That's insane. And it's not like so. Stop doing things, cats. Anyway, I checked the stores because I was also checking the stores. Are you guys familiar at all with Squishmallows?
No.
Okay. So basically, it's the same shit that happened with Pokemon cards, where like, so my girlfriend's like, yeah, they got these like things called Squishmallows. Had them forever. They're pretty cool. They're like basically like really like soft like stuffed animals that are shaped as like almost like an egg. So they're like really nice like little pillows. Kind of like they don't have like they're little like really they're super soft. Like stuffed animals that are like basically like little pillows. Supposed to like kind of resemble marshmallows. They're cute. I would look them up. They're those things.
Yeah.
They've got all sorts of ones. They got little animal ones. They've got little fruit ones, and they are in the same boat as Pokemon cards, where it's just impossible to find them anywhere ever because of like TikTok
I was
people
just about
and like
to say,
YouTube
this
people.
image I found is like Squishmallows are the new toy TikTok is obsessed with.
Yeah, it's one of those where like, yeah, my girlfriend was like, yeah, I used to go to the store all the time, and there'd just be like shelves of them, and I just pick like one that I really liked, and I had a couple at home. And she's like, if you go anywhere, they're gone. They're gone everywhere. And people are like storming like every Walgreens in existence to be like, where you keep the Squishmallows at? It's insanity. But anyway, when I was at Walmart today looking for Pokemon cards, I realized, I was like, oh, I should check for them. So then I went to Walmart and checked for them. And then I was like, well, I'll go to Target and check for them. And then I was like, well, I'll go to Marshall's and check for them. And then I went to like another Walmart later, and I was like, they had a whole bunch, so I got some for her, but they didn't have any Pokemon cards, so it's absurd. I didn't even know that Pokemon, like, the trading cards were, like, a big thing.
I mean, trading cards and collectibles and CCGs have been a big thing for a long time. Like, I don't think they ever stopped being a big thing for a certain, like,
they've been a big thing
subset.
for years and years, but I mean to the point where I can't get a single pack of any of them, even the older ones, at any store when I check, like, 5.
Dude, the older
That's
ones are
never been
going
the
for
case.
even more than they were ever at this point.
Yeah.
People like
That's one of those things I kind of believe, but I also never quite. Whenever everyone's like, "Yeah, my Funko Pop's worth $2,000," I'm like, "No, it's not. No one's gonna buy that for $2,000. No one does. You say that it is, and yeah, sure, it is worth it. Like you got a holographic Charizard from back in the day. That's worth a shitload of money. That's not a huge buyer's market though, because it's also something that most of the people who have them are like huge fans of them. And they're not exactly moving around like crazy.
I think you'd be really surprised. I think you'd be really, really surprised because I don't think it's the same with a lot of the like. I feel like it parallels a lot of like miniature trading as well, right? Like there are subsects of like miniature
trading,
like for Warhammer and whatever the hell else, who trade armies and stuff like that, or like Magic the Gathering. Like there are cards in like OG cards in Magic the Gathering that absolutely would sell instantly if you put it up. Like that's just how it works. I think like Funko Pops. I feel like less so because I think they're too new.
I didn't say that it would. It's a matter of it's not getting put up is the thing.
Yeah. Nobody's.
It's like a Black Lotus. No one's selling their Black Lotus anymore because most of the people who wanted them have already like immediately scalped them for whatever they're worth and just been like, I'll buy it at any price. And then they're like, okay, well I'm not selling it because I bought it for $1,000. I'm not gonna resell it even for like $1,200. They're like, because it's worth more. Like the people who have them aren't moving them that much. They sell when you put them up, but people aren't putting them up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like it's just, people are insane. Just buy a couple Pokemon cards like a normal, rational human being.
Yeah, it's wild.
But no,
it is nice that like you can't really scalp anywhere anymore. Like the only site that still lets people scalp to any degree is like Craigslist. And that's the thing. Like Facebook Marketplace has been doing like really hard. They're like, yeah, no scalping is banned now.
I think that there's actually just sites for Pokemon cards though, because people are definitely still scalping there.
Oh yeah, I mean, if they can, they will.
Because people
And
they're selling them
yeah,
by the
what they'll
box
do-
now because your chances of getting something special go up if you buy the full box.
Yeah, because when you get like the box, it's like there's like a guaranteed number of certain things within each set box. Because I think the boxes are basically they were initially what was sent to stores, and then stores took the box and put the packs on the shelf, and then over the years, the box has become like a standard thing to buy.
Mm-hmm.
Like people buy the retail boxes.
I don't understand
is
it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't understand it, but I'm glad that people like it.
I don't
I'm
know.
glad that people.
No, I mean, I guess I am glad that people like it, but I don't know. It's one of those things where it feels like that it really feels like there's better hobbies to have than buying up an excess of stuff, especially because it's okay. So in this specific case, the Pokemon trading card case, I couldn't care less about people who buy Funko Pops. Funko Pops are funky little like statues that you put up. Kids don't want them.
No one wants them.
Well, I mean, I kind of like some of them. I have a little
I also
Rob
kinda
like some of
Zombie
them, yeah.
Pinhead sitting in front of me,
Boo!
right next to my Post Malone prayer candle,
Boo!
and my who's that? Ridley from Metroid. But that's an amiibo. But yeah,
Jesus
like
Christ.
I like having like little things like that. It's just fun to have something that like it's something that aligns with my interests, but I'm not paying $800 for a puzzle box replica from like Hellraiser, something like that. But I can still have a little Hellraiser thing nearby. That's fun. But like trading cards specifically in this case, that's something that kids would love to get into. And now because people want to open them on Twitch and then sell the expensive cards and then not do a single thing with the rest of them, now kids can't get, and other people who like just enjoy the game can't do that anymore. It's becoming such like it's like all hobbies where it's
I don't
becoming
think there is
difficult.
anyone. Go
You
ahead.
don't
Sorry.
think so?
Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. That was shitty.
No, it's just like it's becoming like a lot of hobbies where like some hobbies are out here where people are actively gatekeeping the hobbies, right? This is a slightly different example, but someone I follow on Twitter is they keep pigeons, and they said that there used to be like when they got set up, they got set up with this guy who's like, yeah, the local pigeon club used to be like a really cool thing. I got set up with my first cage and a bunch of information from people who wanted me to get into it, and now so many like interests like that are being gatekept by these weird elitist people. And like that's one issue with a lot of hobbies becoming like people don't want to dilute the purity of their hobby by letting the normal people in to mess it up. But now it's like, and for other like harmless things like trading card collecting and like playing the games, it's becoming like a cash block where people can no longer get into these things, Yeah,
it's really weird. That is one thing I found about like getting into like the bees and stuff. Just doing some bees for like making some honey. Is that's like the exact opposite effect where like everybody's like, yeah, put some bees in the yard, and like all the bee people are like, yeah, bee time.
And I love that. That's like,
I
wish more people were like
which
that.
makes sense.
Bees make more bees, though. Cards don't make more cards.
Well, yeah, but also like it doesn't really make any sense that people who are like into something that's like collectible are like, no, fuck you. You don't need any Pokemon cards. The whole point is it's a game. You're supposed to play them with other people. If no other people have them, how are you gonna play them?
So I'm scrolling through it, right? And I'm now looking on the Pokemon website because apparently two things. Apparently, first of all, one, they are absolutely still releasing new decks all the time.
Yeah. No, it's
I'm glad.
it's a huge.
So that makes
market.
me happy.
That's what I said that when I first started talking about it.
I did not hear that part. I was worried that like some of them were like they just didn't release a lot of the new ones. So first of all,
Battle Styles is the
second
new
of all,
set that just dropped on like Friday.
Like just scrolling through it, there are like events and like tournaments and stuff that still go on, and like some of these are like, yeah, I'm going to bring my child to this, or why do I have to be over 18 to become a professor, which is apparently like their judge system. I don't know. I think it's really, it might just be a problem depending on where you are.
No, but
I know I've still seen
the cards are hard to get on your hands on now. That's the problem. I'm saying it's hard to get cards now.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Because so many people are. Well, it's the online retailers.
The online retailers,
you live in the middle of nowhere.
Yes,
and
I would agree with you. That's fair.
Like your Walmart has a bunch of Pokemon. Like your Walmart has some first gen cards that they just never sold, and they've sat in the back all these years. Good for you. But most people who are into the community are in a place that's going to be heavily picked over. They have to buy online, and online they're paying like premium cost to get at this stuff. And in cities and stuff like that, that's where you're going to have your tournaments there. You're going to have your interest there. Everything, like all the hubs, are going to be picked dry from people who are just doing it to like open on stream and then like throw away or just like store. Maybe they'll resell, but
actually,
not everyone is reselling.
You can buy them directly from Pokemon. Like you can buy them directly from their site.
But which is great, but they still will sell out. They're still being bought up by the truckload by other people still. The scalpers are still buying tons.
Yes, I am trying to find stuff to verify because I believe you. Like I want that to be. I think that's correct. It's the problem with Magic the Gathering, right? Like Magic has the exact same issue, especially when new shit comes out. I'm surprised that like it looks like most of the stuff here is still in stock. It looks like. Like I'm hoping it's less of an issue beyond the shit be out of stock in person, which I'm not like. That doesn't surprise me at all. I expect it to be all out of stock in person because you get one person. Because like you said, you get one person in the area that cares about it, right? You get one person in all of Erie County that gives a shit about Pokemon, and all of a sudden they are going to every Walmart, every game store, whatever, and buying every single one, and that is a problem. That's absolutely a problem.
So where are you seeing that you can buy them at?
PokemonCenter.com.
Yeah, they're all out of stock.
Are they?
I'm going through all of them right now.
Did I misread it? Oh, you're right. Okay, I apologize. You were absolutely correct. Yeah, they show up as buyable, and then when you actually click through to them, that's on me. I was just scrolling through on the top level. You're absolutely right.
No, don't worry. You can buy the binder.
Woo! No, you're absolutely right. I apologize for disagreeing. That's scuffed. Yeah, no, I
I'm going back
agree.
to like Sun and Moon, so like an older one that's still unavailable.
That's pretty scuffed. I'm surprised that some of the smaller stuff isn't available. Like I am very surprised. I'm sad about it. Like it absolutely.
The thing that frustrates me is people who are buying like the pre-built decks just for like the 2-packs that are included. Like, don't do that. Like, buy packs all you want. Buy the big like things of packs. Buy like the big crates of packs. I don't care. But like, don't buy like a starter deck.
It does
those for starters.
It does kind of beg the question of what. I mean, it's Nintendo. Nintendo notoriously has an issue where they intentionally let all their stock run low. Like that's a thing they've done for.
Well, it's also
every property.
It's been bigger than ever recently.
True.
Yeah, it's possible that anything that they're going to do to fix because this took off like 6 months ago hasn't kicked in yet.
Yeah, I saw a thing.
But also,
I was scrolling through stuff about this. It was it increased like 590% or something in the last year. Which
that
is
right.
Some butt fucking insane numbers.
Which makes it like, really, really hard.
Yeah, it is absolutely hard to get into, especially in a game for kids. I do wonder, I know for like Magic the Gathering, because I have a couple of friends who are super into Magic, the best place to get stuff like this is at events. Like if you go to like, this is a Pokemon event, there's almost always some groups there that will have stuff to sell. But that's still pretty fucking exclusive and like hard to like know about if you're not already into it.
And even then, you have to go to an event. You can't just be like, yeah, I want to back Pokemon cards, go to the store. Because that's kind of, like, to my knowledge, that's how it's always been. They've never really been something that odd. And maybe like when a new thing comes out, those are pretty sold out. But like it's never, I'm not familiar with it being to this insane extent.
I wasn't.
That it is now.
I wasn't aware of it. Like I just wasn't. Like it wasn't something that ever registered for me. So I absolutely just didn't know. Like I wouldn't have been able to. Like it's like it's a blank spot in my perception. Like I would not have even thought about looking to see if places had them. Wild, very wild. I'm wondering if I would hold on. MTG official retailer. What is their official like? They don't do fucking Wizards doesn't have an official retailer. You can only buy it through other places. That makes sense. I wonder if stuff that I'm now like scrolling through to see what places are like wild.
Yeah, I think honestly the place that people have been having the best luck with is like local game stores.
That's what I would expect. Yeah,
places like that because they're a lot less likely to be picked over by scalpers. And they also like I don't know about every local game store, but like I know for sure like the anime store in Edinburgh. Like I can just go in there and be like, hey. Like a little bit before the thing drops, be like, "Hey, can I like pre-order a booster box for this?"
Yeah,
and they'll be like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I mean,
And
it
you
makes
can just
total sense, right?
pick it up when it
Like
comes in.
because that's how it's been for RPGs as well. Like if you want an RPG that's like a little on the rarer side, that's always a special order type thing, or a comic that's on the rarer side, same deal.
Mhm.
But it's still super prohibitive. Like I've special ordered comics before, twice, and one of them was because I fucking couldn't find the damn thing anywhere else. But it's super prohibitive. Like if I like, I feel like it's a problem with game stuff, right? Comics, fucking trading cards, amiibos, there's a crossover of people who all like just want to have it all. And I'm not sure because like you don't hear about fucking like I know people still play Yu-Gi-Oh! I have friends who still play it, but like you don't hear about Yu-Gi-Oh! Shit selling out.
Yep,
Part of that
it's
is the
completely sold out
popularity.
everywhere.
Is it?
Nope, Yu-Gi-Oh is also completely sold out everywhere.
Wild. All right, fair enough.
The new Digimon trading card game is sold out everywhere.
So it's
Magic
just
the Gathering is sold out everywhere. All of the cards. You can't even get a pack of baseball cards at the store.
wild.
I have no idea why.
Yeah.
It is absurd.
I mean, it's
People
loot
just-
boxes, right?
it's-
It's physical loot boxes.
It literally is though, because people will be opening these cards, like whatever card they happen to have gotten into, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Magic, baseball, and they'll have the database open on their other screen, and every single card they open, after a while, you get used to what names to look out for. But after you go and you check your cards against everything, and it's just like this fun gambling moment that people have been like really getting into. And
Mhm. Yeah, it's fun. But I also really wish they wouldn't just open and throw out or open and store. Like, because I don't really want to get them to have them. Like, I like playing the games of card games. Like, when I used to play Magic, I didn't even buy that many cards. I just would make decks out of what I had and play because I think that's the fun part for me.
I mean, I totally get that. I'm scrolling through and like there are like I'm on TCG Player right now, which is essentially just a fucking eBay for cards.
Yep.
And so like, but like that means that you have to actually like buy it from not a first party. I know the friend of mine who had Mike, who has done some Magic. I think Magic and I think he's done all three actually, all three of the big ones: Magic, Yu-Gi, and Pokemon.
yes.
I'm pretty sure he gives his extras away. I'm pretty confident.
If you're a decent person, that's what you're gonna do, right?
Exactly.
I know that's something
like you
that,
can't expect that of people, but it is kind of like the obvious thing to do, right? If you have a shitload of cards, unless you really need to sell 700 of the same card for 20 cents a pop, which I'm sure some people do.
Well, I know one of the things, and this launch didn't actually go that great. But one of the things that like Critical did was he had 10 or 20,000 cards, maybe more.
Jesus Christ.
No, he for a month, that's all that they did on Saturday was he would open a few $1,000s worth of cards on stream, which was dead insane. But that was like that's what they did on like Friday or Saturday night, and he ended up packing up his own like custom card packs that he would like resell. So like none of these are going to be like amazing game breaking packs, but it'll give people who want to start out like some stuff. And he like resold them for like $5 a pack, something like that. It ended up obviously selling out. People were trying to scalp his like big cards off of him, and he's like, well, that's not what I was doing this for anyway. And also they didn't all add up to the dollar amount worth of cards if you were to sell them individual that he said they would, because they ended up packing wrong because he didn't pack every pack and his friends weren't familiar.
That's really
so
funny.
that ended up falling apart on him. But like he had so many cards, he's like, I don't know what to do with these, so we're just gonna do this.
Yeah.
Which is nice, like reselling, getting back out there, selling them back at a discount, donating them all to like someone who's like, hey, tonight all the cards that we open that I'm not going to keep, they're going to go to this guy. I think that's kind of
that's specific,
weird.
But I absolutely
like,
agree.
Stuff like that, like there's ways to still have the fun of opening up everything without making it that hard on the community that you're inadvertently or like intentionally a part of. Without making it hard for them to enjoy their interests. You can still do that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's, I don't know, I feel like, because the only association I have with this like personal experience is comics, right? And even then, again, not that deep of a personal experience, because I've never been that deep into comics. I don't know, I feel like it's or I mean, also a little bit Warhammer, but or fucking whatever the hell they're called, wargaming. I don't understand. I feel like there's such a barrier to entry for all of them, all these things, and I don't know how you would even fix it, right? Because that's the thing I'm like we all are in agreement now. We're all in agreement. It's a problem, like 100%. Like, how do you fix it beyond just making more? Like, beyond Nintendo just being like, we are going to make 10,000 more of every single card.
I mean, I only think it's a problem in that like it's kind of annoying. Like I don't
Well,
think they need to do anything about it. I just think like, man, I
It's
wish people would
obnoxious as
stop
hell,
being
yeah.
assholes.
that's fair. That's fair.
Because like the answer isn't just like Nintendo making a ton more cards.
Because that
Because then
dropped.
you're like, okay, well, why do we have so? Because then as soon as the hype dies down, they're gonna be like, okay, why do we have 500,000 cards and they're worth nothing now? Then it's just kind of a matter of like, well, just try and find them if you can. If you can't, that's okay too.
That's fair. I feel like also checking things like, I don't know. I feel like that would be the kind of thing that I would expect to see like people sell at like garage sales and shit do a lot. Would be my that would be my area probably to wander through. I don't know. It makes me sad.
Yeah, I think the garage sale is more for like collectors. I think like I don't know. I just kind of want to get like some of the new cards to play them because I like playing card games. But I'm not gonna spend $150 to do that for $25 worth of cards.
Yeah, no, absolutely shouldn't. Absolutely should not.
To me, none of them have any resale value.
No, yeah, you can't.
I would rather just like throw out a card worth $10 than spend 2 hours of time like selling it on Facebook Marketplace and then shipping it to someone.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
I wouldn't throw it out in the first place, but
it's one of those things. It's one of the many hobbies you get into that like if you go into it expecting I'm going to hang on to these and then sell them at some later date, you're incorrect because it's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's never gonna work.
Like it's one of those things where I've definitely thrown out like thousands of Pokemon cards in my life or given them away or done something with them and I don't care.
Yeah.
And most of them were like first gen, like old cards that people are buying for a lot. I still don't care. Like I don't regret it because I don't. What I would have like, what am I gonna do? Like hold around a bunch of Pokemon cards for months for what reason? Oh, no reason. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely wild. What a weird world. I wonder if we have anyone that we can pull in to talk about stuff like this because I'm so fascinated by it and it makes no fucking sense to me.
I mean, it makes sense to me. It's just like, at the end of the day, I'm only like, it's like fascinating, but in a frustrating way where it's just like, why are people doing that? Why are people like scalping Pokemon cards? And the answer is like, money.
It's always for money.
Same reason. Yeah. It's just because like it's for money. And you're like, oh, that's shitty. And it's the end of the day for me. I would just kind of clock out there. But I just thought I would bring that up because it's such an interesting
phenomenon,
like thing, and it's just like something I didn't know was happening to the degree that it is.
Yeah, I would definitely not expect it to be as extreme as it is. I knew it was happening. I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say about it. This is pretty much like where I'm
we've
on
exhausted
it too.
the topic,
like,
I think.
No, I mean like
We're
to
done.
bring anyone else in who's like part of it. It's like I don't know. This is about what it is for me. It's just like it feels not that great.
Yeah,
but
it feels not that great, but it doesn't feel that bad either. At the end of the day, I'm not like, oh man, I want to get some Pokemon cards. That would have been fun. But then I'm also like, yeah, this is okay too. Not getting them. They saved me like $20. Yeah, I don't. If I go somewhere and they have them, I'll pick them up. But it's not something I'm going to hunt down. And I don't mind getting into it next year. And not anything I need to do. It's just extra money I was going to spend. But if I don't have to, more power to me.
Yeah, you don't gotta spend it.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, definitely not like a day ruiner. Just something I was like, what the heck? I did not know this was happening that bad.
Yeah, I absolutely didn't know it was happening that bad. I knew it was happening not to that extent.
And these Squishmallows are in the same boat.
I don't know where to go with this, guys. We still got time left. What are we doing? What are we doing here? I'm panicking.
I don't know. Why are you panicking?
Yeah, we stopped talking for like 4 seconds about something we talked about for 20 minutes. It's okay.
I know. It's a podcast. Dead air is fine.
We can edit it out. And also, panicking is not fine though.
Panicking is not fine.
I need to sit better. My posture's so bad.
I feel that.
Mood. I even got like one. Go ahead.
You first.
Nope.
You ever have that thing where you sit in a bad posture for long enough and then it kind of feels like your chest just like really hurts really heavily internally and it doesn't seem like it's like that for a hot minute?
Is that why that happens?
I don't have that happen.
Well, I know that it happened. It happened for my mom a long time ago, and it was associated. Her doctor at the time said it was probably because she was driving a lot more than she had been previously. So her arm was up in a weird position. But I've noticed like whenever I sit with my shoulders forward and kind of like hunched over too much, I don't know. I get chest pains, but not in a chest pains kind of way. Just in the sense that my chest hurts a lot and I can't stretch it out because it's all like internal.
I did not know that's what was causing that. Now now I know. I just assumed that I was slowly dying.
Those are the connections that I have made. I better not be slowly dying because I got stuff to do still. I'm still busy. I ain't got time to die.
Be busy when you're dead.
I ain't got time to bleed.
I mean, my posture is definitely atrocious. I've been trying to make sure that I'm better about it. I don't know, because my neck is
anytime
naturally
I sit on
leans
a
so
couch
much.
for a long time.
Yep.
I don't know. It starts to add up. It's something that I remember back in the olden days, way back when. We had at church, there was this like gospel quartet that we brought in, and the only reason I remember that is because there was this one guy who was he was a little older, he was bald, and his head was about level, like his ears were about level with his shoulders. His head was so far forward, and I always will remember my mom just being like, "Oh, he's making my neck hurt just looking at him. Look how far forward his head is." But he was just like hunched over that much, but otherwise like standing like kind of straight, but his head was just like meh. I've been self-conscious of my posture ever since. So yeah.
My neck also sticks way forward because my eyesight is shit and I am a tall, lanky motherfucker. And so like naturally my neck is way ahead of my shoulders usually. It's something that I've literally been trying to fix since I went off to college. I had this fucking like moment of you ever like look at yourself in a mirror and be like, shit, is that what I look like? Oh fuck. Or like you catch yourself in a picture.
Oh yeah.
And I caught myself in a picture and I was like, wow, I look like my neck literally looks like it's it's a fucking like alien extension that just sticks up and out. And so I've been trying I try to be aware of it, and then obviously the longer I sit at my computer, the less I like focus on it because it's something that like you only think about when you're thinking about it, kind of thing. But it's distinctly the reason my neck always hurts. Like it's exactly what it is. But I don't know. You guys ever gone to a chiropractor?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't believe in them.
What?
I no, I see where he's coming from, because there's some people that like have this borderline religious fanaticism about how much they love their chiropractors.
Well, I'm not even the people, the chiropractors. It's not like a real. It's a pseudoscience, but they all sell it as if it's like, hey, I'm glad you get my back cracked. It feels nice to be told my posture's bad and kind of like get it corrected a little bit, but like. It's just that. Mm-hmm. And I feel like chiropractors are always like, yes, you must call me doctor. You don't have a doctorate. It's like a 6-month certificate from like a massage like licensing place. What? Yeah, I don't know. I just like the way that they like what it is cool and I have no problem with it. I like it. It feels good. It's nice. It's good for your like spine. It's good for like, general well-being in the same way that like a massage is.
Well, yeah,
the way that some people take the chiropractors take themselves like, they're like, yes, I am here to save the lives of my community. You're like, hey man, just do your thing. Don't be weird.
Fair enough. Don't
peddle me on like homeopathy. Like, quit it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I can back that.
But other than that, I like them.
I feel like it's the same. It's the same thing that like the same way as a lot of what is it? Personal trainers, right? Like I feel like there are a lot of personal trainers who are in that exact same boat. I don't know. I have never. I agree,
but the fact that like chiropractic is also not like. It's an alternate medicine thing. It's not like a real like medical science. It's like pseudoscience and alternative medicine, and it's just like, I mean, it's not bad. It's a nice thing for your back, but like it's people like I don't think a lot of people know that chiropractic is not like, it's not a real like science, and it's not like a real medical field.
I have never met someone that doesn't know that personally.
Really?
Yeah, everyone I've ever talked to, like, I've never heard any. Well, then again, I haven't been to one, so like maybe it's just I don't know. No, I feel like very much people have like the appropriate, like in the same, again, like you said, the same as a masseuse, right? Like nobody thinks that masseuses are doctors, but I don't know. I've never experienced that specifically.
That is good, because I went to a chiropractor at one point in time, and again, well, it's nice and it's like a cool thing. No one knows this one, I'm sure. Like the one with the guy who would always come to the church.
I don't know who you're talking about off the top of your head or right there, but I do know. I think I know the people that fit the vibes. So
Let me just.
Okay.
But it was one of those things where he had everyone call him doctor and like went by doctor, but did not have a doctorate degree, did not have a PhD.
Oh.
Only had, yeah.
Oh, I don't remember him. Oh, yep, I remember him. I remember that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, he had like a chiropractic, and it was a very much like tied to a religion thing, which a lot of times anything that's like pseudoscientific does lend itself to being in line with stuff like like strange beliefs. And that's the guy who had a chiropractic place that I went to at one point in time. And it's like, it was just really weird. There's like the weird pamphlets everywhere talking about like everything that like chiropractic could do to save your life. It was like, you drink too much sugar, you have teeth problems. If I crack your back, you're gonna be saved. You're like, what?
I know. Now there was someone I know who was talking about like fluid pocket buildup. Firstly, if you have fluid in your body that isn't moving for months at a time, that's not a thing. That can't be a thing. I doubt that.
Yeah, that makes whatever it is going septic.
I am ready to be told that I'm wrong by Sam on Thursday. However, I do not believe that that is true. If I'm wrong, let me know. But
is Sam in here to dunk on the way that chiropractors present themselves as regular doctors?
I think Sam would have. I think Sam and I have talked about this, which is why I'm a little like leery about talking too much about it, because I know she will yell at me. But I think Sam would have a bit more nuanced opinion than you think.
Just I'm not saying that she's not going to have a nuanced opinion.
I didn't say chiropractic.
But the people that call themselves doctor with no work being put into doctor, that's shit, first of all.
I think that's illegal,
absolutely.
right?
It is illegal.
You can't just claim you're a doctor.
Yeah. You have to have a doctorate to call yourself a doctor. That is how that works.
Oh. I mean, I guess now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know that like any like plaques said like doctor or that doctor was on anything in the office.
But everyone did call him that.
Everyone called him doctor, and he called himself like doctor, and like everyone, but I'm almost, if he had a doctorate, it was not in chiropractic, because it's not a thing you can get a doctorate in. And who knows? Maybe he had like his doctorate in communication
therapy or something.
Yeah, it's possible he had like a doctorate in something. I just can't imagine someone who is a doctor in physical therapy opening up a weird religious chiropractic institute.
I mean, I can, but I'd rather
not
think
sure.
that. But yeah, no, my issue is when people get into the specifics of the pseudoscience-y aspect of it, because I had someone tell me that it helps keep the fluids of your body flowing properly, which the whole conversation just felt like conversations about the humors and like kind of dated medical information that like we don't really follow anymore, you know? Mm-hmm. But
hey, you can't piss, we'll crack your back. Shit's gonna be coming at you like
you joke, but I was literally told that this person hasn't been sick in years because they have regular chiropractor visits that are helping their body stay in balance. Which I've gone to the chiropractor before, and it has done very good things for me, helping me get like realigned and stuff like that. Has unironically done very good things for me. However, that's like posture stuff. I don't know how much I can subscribe to and it makes me a healthier person. If that's actually true science, then like I'd love to be educated by people that know science about it rather than someone at 8 a.m. who's just like, yeah, I mean, this has done so much for me because this, that, the other thing. And it sounds fake. And in the context of where I was, it felt fake, just stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I
remember going there at like 12 years old and being like, this is like cult material that they get in the little pamphlets.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, man, my back feels good when I leave though.
Well, that's how they get you. Your back feels good that one time. They bring you back every other time for other back crack related things, but they tell you it does more. And one of the reasons I don't want to shit on this too heavily, right? Because I feel like a lot of chiropractic does have like religious ties into like other things as well. Because I feel like chiropractic and like chakra stuff lines up.
Chiropractic was invented in 1895.
1895
in the U.S.
Oh, never mind then.
Iowa or Indiana.
In that case, maybe people have attached it, and that's why I have the connection in my mind.
Let me double check though. But I'm almost positive that I'm sure there are similar things to like spinal alignment that have existed before that in other like situations. But chiropractic, as we know, is a soon scientific complementary alternative medicine, invented in 1895 in Davenport, Iowa, by D.D. Palmer.
Fucking D.D.
Only 126 years ago?
It's longer than I've been around.
Well, fair.
But yeah, I don't have a problem with chiropractic. Like I've said, like I think it's good. I think it does good stuff, and I think if it helps you in a way that's like if you're having problems with like your posture or your back or you're experiencing back pain and it helps, that's awesome and that's great. But if you're a chiropractor, do not lie to people and tell them that you are a doctor, and don't tell them that what you're doing is anything more than what it is, because that's just misinformation, and that can get people seriously hurt.
Yeah, no, you absolutely should not claim that you are a doctor if you are not a doctor.
Yeah, but that goes for anything. Like, don't lie about your like if you're saying like, yeah, I got a bachelor's in communication from somewhere. You can lie about that. I don't give a shit on your application. Sure, whatever. That's fine. But if you're like, yeah, I'm a doctor in chiropractic, because that is not something that you can get, and if that's not a real doctorate. And yeah, I don't know. It's just it comes off as disingenuous to me when you sell it like that.
I would agree.
And I think as long as you don't, and you have genuinely good intentions, and you let people know what it is that you're doing and how it affects them, that's good. But I think when it stretches into the misleading people who you're calling your patients, that's when it's like you've crossed the line. Yeah. And that guy who I specifically know, I had the experience with, does that and is guilty of that.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
And again, maybe he had a doctorate in something else. I'm not positive, but it definitely
wasn't a doctor of chiropractic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have a hard time believing that someone who has especially like a medical doctorate would then go on to be like, I'm a chiropractor, but just call me doctor, and then not explain to you that they have a medical degree. Like, this is one of those things where, like, if you have a medical doctorate, I think you have a higher responsibility to the community and to those around you to not lie about what your degree is in, especially, or to sell it off as something that it's not. That's why, like, it kind of, even if he does have a doctorate, but he's misleading people as to the nature of it, that's just as bad in my opinion. I think if you are someone who's been educated to that degree and has put in the time and the information and the research, I think you should know better than to mislead and lie to your community, especially for profit.
Yeah, agreed.
So basically, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy specifically, and fuck people who lie about their doctorates.
Yeah, but not fuck chiropractors. Some of them I'm sure are really cool, and a lot of them do a lot of good work. But fuck that guy, and fuck people who run their pseudoscientific businesses that way, in a way that misleads and hurts people who are in need.
Agreed.
And I don't think that's a hot take.
I don't think that's a hot take either.
I agree. I think that is a very normal take.
This does come back to our strong take against medical malpractice from a few months ago.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
We do not stand bad doctors here. That's just a fact.
Bad doctors and fake doctors are in fact the same thing.
Not always. Squares and rectangles for sure.
Yeah, squares and rectangles for sure.
That's fair. That's fair.
Not all bad doctors are fake doctors, but all fake doctors.
Well, yeah, I know. It's a Venn diagram.
Yeah, it's a Venn diagram that's almost a circle, but not quite.
Almost, but not quite.
There's some fringe cases of bad doctors who are fake, or who are not fake, and there's also some case of fake doctors who are good.
Yeah, I think.
I've seen Harold and Kumar before.
I'm here for it. Yes, that is the take. That is what I believe. That is what I am.
Some fake doctors could be good, but most of them are bad. Don't trust them.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
But also don't go to a fake doctor.
Yeah, I mean, there's also that. But I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
Hey, but Kumar and Harold and Kumar isn't a doctor, but he saves that person's life in the procedure in the one part in the movie.
Nice.
Because he wants to steal laughing gas to get high. No, because he wants to steal medical marijuana. That's what it is. Okay, I remember. So think before you say all fake doctors are bad.
You're right. You're right.
You should think before you hate people.
Yeah, there's this time in a movie when that's not quite true. Yeah. Sam's probably fuming if she's still listening at this point.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get. This is gonna be one of those episodes that we get strongly worded.
The anger really started probably for Sam. I mean, there's definitely a couple points, but I think the anger really started when I said, "Not all fake doctors are bad."
So good.
Hey,
speaking of, I want to mention one of my least favorite doctor jokes people do. Right.
Oh, no.
As a non-doctor, I'm going to weigh in on this. Firstly, I hate when people get uppity about people who have earned their doctorate in something that is not the medical field. And they're like, well, they can't call themselves doctor. And it's like, well, firstly, if you're like, for instance, if you have a doctorate in communications and someone says, hey, we need a doctor. You're not going to be that asshole that comes up and says, I'm a doctor. Oh, we need help with this person who's dying. Oh, I'm a doctor of communications. It doesn't count. You know, like,
oh yeah, I teach communications classes.
If people are out here looking for a doctor, you're never going to go and put yourself forward and be like, I'm a doctor, just not the type you're looking for, dab on the haters and leave. That's not what you're going to do. But I do like, I have had friends who have gone through and gotten their doctorate in various things, and I'm really happy for them. I think that they have earned the right in their field to call themselves doctor of that. And I hate when people are like, you can't say doctor because this, that, the other thing. It's like, dude, just stop.
Yeah, we really shit on communications today.
I hated when professors who were doctors demanded that you call them doctor and not professor. Like, I understand that there's a distinction.
As a professor.
But that is the problem. I agree that if I am coming up to you, yes, ideally you call them doctor if you're aware of it, right? Like that's just common courtesy. If that's what they prefer, call him doctor. Yeah. I had one teacher that would not he got real pissed when people called him anything but doctor or doctor, whatever his name is. And man, it was not great, not a good look.
What?
Makes you a dick.
I don't know. My friend, the reason I keep saying communications is my friend has a doctorate in communications. And
dope.
Hearing people
I mean, I was
him,
just saying it earlier because I was dunking on
his first name is Nick, so we like to call him Dr. Nick in the voice from Dr. Nick of The Simpsons.
Amazing.
I don't think Nick listens to this podcast, but hey, Nick, how you doing? If you are. But I've run into some of his students before because he's a professor at a school that I will not name because why would I do that? And hearing his students call him Professor last name throws me off so much because I'm like, well, this is just Nick. And then I'm like, or Dr. Nick, if I want to be like annoying.
Annoying, yeah.
But then they're like, oh, hey, Professor Blank, how are you doing? And it's just like, oh yeah, that's right. This title actually has meaning.
I don't know. I mean, we're running a long time, so I don't want to get super into this. But I really, if I was a tiny bit more financially stable or mentally stable, I really wish I could go back to school and get my fucking master's.
Right. I would love to go to school. I don't like writing papers, but I love the learning. But man, writing papers is the bane of my existence.
You know what? It was the bane of my existence, and then I got a lot better at it because I realized that in college they don't give a fuck. No paper that I ever wrote did the professor be like, I really just didn't feel like you put the work in on this. Like bullshitting became second nature in college.
See,
not intentionally, just
my tenuous grasp of the laws of the English language.
You'd be surprised how many professors will overlook that too, actually. In my experience.
Yeah. So I checked out their website for the chiropractic place.
Uh-huh.
He is not a licensed doctor.
Oof. He is not?
No, not at all. And so as a result, on his about me section, it doesn't say doctor, but then in reference to himself and in reference to him, it says doctor. But he is not a doctor. He went to school for pre-med and got a bachelor's in pre-med at Clarion. Shouts out Clarion. It's a nice little school. Well, pretty cool. And technically, I'm going there now because my school is fusing with others because of state lack of funding for state education. It's fine. Anyway, he did not like traditional medicine was not for him. So he went to a chiropractor school called Life University in Atlanta. And that's where he went and came back and became a chiropractor.
Oh my gosh, this guy has 4 5-star reviews and 6 1-star reviews. Religious pretender, con artist, wolf in sheep's clothing. What the hell?
Wait, where is it? Where is your reviews?
I found this on it's healthgrades.com.
Yeah, I was just looking it up right now.
But says he is a healthcare ministry, but gets mad / upset that no one signs up for his ridiculous plan. No one came up or no one-on-one with a doctor, doesn't care about patients. I don't care about your symptoms per him. Doesn't want to spend any time with patients. Time is money. If you ask him questions every visit, he'll get mad and tell you, I don't want to hear about your pain. Yikes.
Big yikes.
He has 2 positives and 2. Okay, these are just recent. Okay.
Actually, you can get a doctorate in chiropractic. That is a thing you can do. So you know what? Maybe he is a doctor of chiropractic
from an accredited university.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can get it from. I'm literally just scrolling through, and it's like, and there are, let's say, all states in the United States require that chiropractors obtain a doctor of chiropractic degree from a council of on chiropractic degree accredited college. So yeah, there is absolutely accredited colleges that do. It is not a medical degree. It is not a medical degree, but it is an actual doctorate.
Okay. Okay.
So maybe he isn't, because when I looked him up, he did come up as DC, which is Doctor of Chiropractic, which I was unaware was a title.
Well, I cannot believe that's like
a real doctorate,
a legal thing to do over the course of a couple years. Because the schools I'm seeing for I'm looking at I looked at one, now I'm looking at the second one.
I'm looking at Healthline is what I'm looking at.
Their chiropractic doctorate programs don't really seem like none of these are like colleges. Like none of them are like universities. Most of them are like pseudoscience universities, and like I mean technically I guess it is a doctorate of chiropractic, but like looking at it, it does not. It just seems super like sketchy, and obviously it's not a medical degree. I just feel like maybe you should have to spend more than like a couple months at seminars to get a doctorate.
Yeah.
There's so many people that like are dinging him on his like you can tell the people that are just people who like are his friend
like
and are rating him, and people who have like interacted with him. Like a lot of people are, like this person wrote like 2 paragraphs about how she doesn't trust him. Oh my gosh, it's so fun seeing people that I had like neutral to negative feelings for getting blasted. But there's a lot of review sites that he is rating a solid 50% across the board.
So in many states and counties, I'm just scrolling through different like resources now, so some of this might be bullshit. In many states and counties, chiropractors and physical therapists are not allowed to use the word doctor in their advertising. They can be a doctorate of it, but they cannot use it in their advertising to distinguish themselves from medical doctors, which is probably why his site doesn't say that he's a doctor.
Well, because he's not allowed.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like
holy cow, yeah.
Like that's probably why.
That's insane.
Because apparently back in the 70s, 80s? In the 70s or 80s, there was a bunch of like stuff going on about it. And then it became, I'm trying to find the actual like original source, but I'm not seeing it. So it's like why like in the same way that like a psychiatric doctor can call themselves a doctor. They still are doctors. It's just not necessarily a medical doctor. I'm pretty sure psych. Is it psych or one of the two you can get a doctorate in, and it's not an actual MD? Psychologist? Psychiatrist? Psychologist, I think, is the one you can get a degree in. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Wild.
Yeah,
actually
well, that's
wild.
Insane.
I got.
Well, I suppose.
Oh my gosh, I got things to say about this once we're off air because I want to get like specific.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna do that here because that's.
I'm gonna say one last thing on this topic before we get out of here.
Okay.
If your practice of any kind, and like if you are a medical, mental health, if you are trying to help your community, and the sole purpose of your practice is to push people towards your faith, that is fucked up. Do not at me, because I know so many people. I know so many situations where, oh yeah, I'm going to send you to a Christian therapist, or like this therapist who is like, but God is always the answer, or a physical therapist who says, well, here's what you're gonna do. Also, you have to come to church. Like there are like if your purpose for existing as a servant of the community, which I would argue that any of these things are, is to push people out your faith, that's pretty fucked up because you are abusing a position of power over the person that is trying to come to you for help, in my opinion. I think it is an abuse of the power dynamic that is inherent in that kind of doctor-patient relationship, and that's fucked.
I agree, and I also think it's pretty scuffed that a lot of the Christian counseling options are. Oh, sorry. I think it's also like really fucked up that a lot of like Christian counseling options are cheaper than the alternatives because a lot of them are like church funded and as a result sometimes even free. But then they also have that primary goal of pushing people not into a place where they're getting the best mental health possible, but into a place where they're going to church.
And I get that some places I'm sure absolutely believe 100% that by pushing them to the church that is helping them get the best mental health possible. That doesn't make it okay.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I think that's probably where we should wrap it up today.
Yeah, fuck doctors. Oh, no, are we still doing Muppet stuff now, or are we moving on?
Do you have one?
I mean, you know who I have.
I have one too. Okay, So I know you're gonna come at me with Miss Poogie, but I need you to just look at Sherlock Holmes parentheses whale. It's just Sherlock Holmes, but he's a whale.
That's so much better than Miss Poogie. Oh my god. As the judge for this week, because I didn't pick a Muppet, we need to have a judge every week. That's why I didn't pick a Muppet.
that is
absolutely.
exactly
As
why.
we knew.
So
I give it to Sherlock Holmes.
I'm not even
Whale.
angry. I'm sad because Miss Poogie is being done dirty again. But goddamn, that's so funny.
I was
Oh my god,
glancing
the
through.
wiki entry. Oh my god, the wiki entry. Oh my god, he possesses the Holmesian deductive reasoning, but his size creates a tendency to crush his housekeeper and his cat.
Let Noah present his Muppet.
Oh, sorry. His apartment decor includes a framed painting of a magnifying glass and a statue of Justice with her scales. As a marine animal, this Sherlock requires Dr. Watson to draw him a bath. Dr. Watson, by the way, being regular Dr. Watson.
Yeah, regular ass regular Muppet Dr. Watson.
Oh, yeah. Regular Muppet Dr. Watson. The housekeeper is regular Muppet Miss Weatherington. And Sherlock Holmes' cat, regular Muppet cat. Nothing special there. I don't know that this matters, but this was on the 1997 episode with Paula Abdul. So
That does matter. Noah, you win the Muppet competition today.
yay.
Congratulations. I was dumbfounded. I was blasted away by Sherlock Holmes parentheses whale.
Because I gotta be honest, I didn't think that there was a chance in hell that I would manage to like beat out Miss Poogie, because Miss Poogie has a terrifying energy to her. Very good. However, the sheer absurdity of Sherlock Holmes whale, where it's just
Parentheses whale.
Sherlock Holmes
hit me like a
parentheses
brick.
whale.
Yeah, I
That's
did
very
not
good.
see that coming.
No, you know what? I didn't
Yeah.
either. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold the fucking phone. What? Why is this? No.
What?
What?
Is this like a what that needs to be talked about in the episode, or should we wrap
Is
it
this
up?
audio?
Why is Scooby-Doo on the Muppet Wiki?
Oh, who even
we have
knows?
crossover?
Who even knows, dude? He was probably on the Muppet Wiki.
Let's see, did he become?
I mean, the Muppets is who owned the Muppets for the longest time? Fox.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, there's probably some Scooby-Doo crossover at some point in time.
I'm not finding him on the Muppet Wiki. I don't know where you found him.
Muppet.fandom.com/wiki/Scooby-Doo.
Okay, so anyway, this has been off the air.
Yeah, it has been off the air. Sherlock Holmes parentheses whale. Look him up. It's an image to remember.
It's quite frankly what you think.
It is
but
exactly
maybe
what you
better.
think, but it's still worth looking at.
True.
Thanks for listening this week. Come in.
This is the first episode of the new month. So send in all your usual
Yeah.
monthly stuff.
Does this come out on April Fool's Day?
It does. We didn't even
Fuck.
mention it.
We made a huge mistake.
Yep.
Or did we? April Fools.
April Fool.
Got you,
The
Noah.
truest April Fool is giving us a very, very normal episode.
The greatest April Fool's joke I ever played was convincing you guys it wasn't April Fool's Day.
The greatest April Fool's was picking Sherlock Holmes parentheses whale over Miss Poogie.
But I'm also biased because I just don't like I don't find Miss Poogie that entertaining.
Fair enough. Tune back in next week. Have a wonderful Easter, everybody. It's coming up on Sunday. So yeah, hey, that's it. I'm out of things to say.
Yeah, we're done here.